Hello everyone. I'm going to talk about something that many people have commented on. A lot of people have said that religion is a waste of time. And I kind of want to say that they're absolutely right. I mean, look at it. I mean, for me, I'm going to use my religious faith as an example. Um, like a preacher will spend maybe the whole week, maybe even more time than just a week, writing a sermon that is maybe 20 minutes or less, maybe a bit more, but they'll spend a whole week working on not even an hour's worth of something people are going to hear. Or the church choir. They'll maybe spend hours and hours working on 3 minutes of music. Or at one of the churches I go to, there's someone who spends a lot of time baking bread that is eaten up in maybe a few minutes. And then there's quite a bit of money spent on the highest quality wine that each member of the congregation maybe has maybe a sip of. And then let's talk about other things. I've heard that in the Eastern Orthodox Church, right before the service, the priests do kind of they have to do something before the worship service begins. And let's also look at all the time people spend praying. And for me, I personally don't believe in any sort of intervener sort of God. And if I do, then this God is probably one that isn't so weak-minded that praying is going to actually change them. So, all of this, it's a waste of time. However, many of the sermons that I've heard have really affected me and have changed my life and have been of great use to me. One of which really inspired me to really forgive a group of people who I had been very heavily going out to seek revenge against. Others have commented on society and some of the good things and bad things about society. Other sermons I've heard have commented on things I'd never thought about. The weirdness of Christians. And then the bread and wine. I have a small piece of bread and just a sip of wine. But I remember one time, pretty early on, when I had started going to church, I remember one time I broke down and started crying a bit right after having the bread and wine. The experience of it, really, I felt like I was a new person. Each week we have a piece of bread and a sip of wine. We feel renewed. All this time and money spent on bread and wine. It can be very life-changing. And how about the music? The music can be very uplifting. And the organist might spend a lot of time working on a 4-minute prelude to the service and a 4-minute postlude. And both of them, people might be arriving late and might arrive right after the prelude ends. And they'll maybe leave right before the postlude. But all of this, in some ways, is might be partially done for us, the people who are participating, but I think it's also, many Christians will say it's a way of giving God thanks. And for me, I don't necessarily believe in a God that really wants to be thanked. In my theological stance, once again, is pantheism. So what use is it to give nature thanks, to thank nature, when nature is not going to say you're welcome? I think I have every reason, I think, to be grateful to the universe and to all existence, just for simply existing, for being a part of it. And I also have to say there's just something profound about the experience. And prayer can change people's lives, and yet it's all a waste of time. But then maybe those who have told me that it's a waste of time are wrong. Maybe it's not a waste of time. As John Lennon once said, I'm not sure if he used these exact words, or it might have not been John Lennon, but there was someone who once said, wasted time that's been enjoyed is not wasted time. I guess that's maybe true. All of this has been life-changing for me, yet people consider it to be a waste of time. Whether it is or it isn't, I can't say. But I certainly don't get any financial benefit from it. I think the people who've really benefited from it are people who I've been inspired to help. But I guess I've also found this time to be very enjoyable and very, very renewing, very life-giving, and very valuable for me. And so, religion is maybe a waste of time, maybe not. But if it's a waste of time, it's a wonderful waste of time. Thank you for watching. Shalom.